All right, all right. So welcome back to Studio 39, aka the Bear Cave. I'm Rob Odie. This is Spotlight 39, round two, coming to you live. We got a very special guest. He's got a fantastic story to share. We're gonna get into that. But before we do, please continue to do what you do. Share, subscribe, blow this thing up across all your social media, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't care what it is. Let's get Spotlight 39 out there. Let's get these stories out there. Let's get these student athletes the looks that they truly deserve. Comment down below. Tell them, tell me who you want to have on the show. Tell us what you want to see on the show. Comment during the live broadcast, and I'll bring it up so you can show my man some love. More importantly, hit the thumbs up on this video. Let's blow this thing up and really, really, really grow this brand. Now that that's out the way, man, let's get into the fun. Let's learn about who you are, where you're from, what you do. We'll go from there. The floor is yours, my man.
My name is Marquez Bargman. Born in Palm Beach, Florida. Raised up in Port St. Lucie. I go to Church Coast High School. I play offensive lineman for Church Coast High School. And I am now, well, not now. I've been committed and signed to Georgia State University.
Committed and signed. That's key, right? So you are all in on Georgia State. So we're gonna get into that here in just a minute. But before we do, man, so you living in sunny Florida, right? You living basically in America's paradise. I'm loving it. I'm jealous. But more importantly, man, you got to throw on some pads and go out there and play some football, right? So
Yes,
walk
sir.
me through how your season went, as a team, but then tell me how your season went individually.
So, all God be the glory. This whole season, we've been COVID free. I don't think we've ever anybody tested positive. We did have to come through with 2 quarantines, or late. I mean, in the beginning, the playoffs would suck, but overall, we had a pretty full season. I think we had a total of 8 games in the regular season.
Okay.
We we ended up winning districts first time in I want to say 10 years, and I'm just proud of my guys. With this COVID stuff early, the whole team couldn't really work together as of no spring and whatnot. But me and my old line guys, we found a gym, we found a spot, and we never stopped working for the whole 2020. Even with the COVID going on, we were able to work through that whole thing. And as soon as we were able to come as a team in the fall and be able to play the season, well, everyone has that COVID body. We were already in shape, ripping and running. So we really got to take even more charge than we did the year previous, with us being so prepared. In regards to the season, we were undefeated, first
Okay.
time in school history. So we've done that, win district, and we also came really close to going deep in the playoffs. Well, we did go deep in the playoffs, but we lost a nail biter in overtime to Palmetto High School.
You said a nail
Down in
biter. I like it. You
nail
know,
biter. It was 1 point box coverage for the win. It happens to the best of us, but my past 4 years, I've been playing versus the freshman, so I got to see my team go from 4-6, to 6-4 to 7-3, and to now undefeated, 11-1. So we did really good this year. So I'm happy about this whole season. COVID was actually a blessing for me.
well, there you go, man. So, as a team, you guys had pretty much the best, the team season in school history, man. Y'all were doing your thing. The fact that you and the O line guys, y'all got together, found a way to make it work, stay in shape during the quarantine, during the off season, right? Um, so, what would you say, is something that stood out is probably your biggest strength this season? That you came back and really just showed out compared to the previous year.
I think with this year, being I decided to go out. I decided to commit before the season, so I really didn't have to push to to set a quota with film, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
When you're building, you want to put certain looks on your film and everything like that. But I started off the season already committed, so I really got to focus on perfecting college techniques and really working on me for the next level at the same time as going out on my field dominating, which is something I normally do. But this year, it was just easier for me to focus more on being a technician more than being dominant out there, because that comes second nature. Being dominant is something that not more or less you're being taught, but more of you come with.
sure, sure.
So being able to develop my technique as well, I feel is going to set me up for a greater level when I hit the college level.
Yeah, man. I like the way that you worded that, man. Like you know that you did well and you are by no means afraid to to let the world know that, hey man, I came out and I dominated. I did my thing. I came in not focused on trying to build film and build certain highlight reels. Right? You came in focused on trying to prepare yourself for next level ball, get ready for college D1 ball specifically. Right? And by doing so, you were able to come out, dominate on the field, build your craft that much more, and have fun. Playing your senior season. Right?
It serves a win-win-win-win. I couldn't do anything but prosper. Everything honestly fell right into the right space that I needed, and it was definitely a blessing that I was surrounded by a group of guys that want to work as much as me. So I feel like those 5 to 6 months that we were working out and preparing for the season, even though a lot of people weren't able to,
Sure.
it set us up crazy because we were already on a whole another level of prepared for the season. While since others were waiting for a phone call or for a mass news text to see that we're allowed to come back, we've already been working. We're already ready. We're already season ready.
There you go.
So it was a
So put
blessing.
in the work, preparing for the best case scenario. Best case scenario happens, and then it just all fell in place from there, right? You
Yes,
guys had the best season. As a team, you had probably, if not your best season, one of your best seasons, in your high school career, right? And you got to do it all while having fun with your brothers, rather than worrying about, am I going to get this offer? Am I going to get that offer? Where am I going to go? Like all that was left behind, right? You said Georgia State was the answer, and now that that's being said, let's find out why Georgia State, man. So, walk me through your recruiting process, if you don't mind. Kind of rewind the clock, take us back to when it all began. At what point did you get your first blessing? Right. So, when did they come calling, and who was it?
Um, in the beginning of sophomore year, was okay. No. We want to be really technical. My first sophomore year, I went to Auburn University, and I showed out really good at the camp. And Coach Kendall Simmons reached out to me, and let me know that that I did really well, and that kind of lit a fire in me. I did pretty well at the next few camps of that year. Didn't get any crazy looks. Was it sophomore year? I think it was that sophomore year. But then I ran across a FIT camp,
Okay.
who was co-hosted by Southern Miss, and at that camp was probably the best camp I've ever participated in. Because after the Auburn camp, it kind of lit a fire in me, and I ended up winning O-line MVP. And I got contacts from Southern Miss immediately. Coach Stanchek, now he's one of the coolest guys. Obviously, since I was premature, he couldn't really speak to me much, but he made sure to get my number and my Twitter and lock me in. So by the time I hit that junior year, they were on me like water on the rice. It wasn't even a question.
There you
So
go.
that was my first real taste of of college exposure. And then I want to say the spring going into junior year, or maybe after spring of junior year, um, we had went out to Palm Beach Lakes, and it was a super spring camp kind of spring camp, but a spring event kind of ordeal,
Okay.
and it was crawling coaches. It was crawling, and the weeks post of that game, we were getting people, coaches in the school, in and out, in and out, in and out, and I just remember being thinking back to freshman days and sophomore days and seeing all my other guys go. I'm like, oh wow, like they're getting called to the office and stuff like that. And then that became, I was getting called from the office, I was getting visited, I was getting that up, that, and the other. And then but then COVID came around. COVID came, and there was no more coaching visits. So the coaches that I didn't get to see in person, all they had was my film, and that's really it. No practice, no nothing. So the only real coaches that were able to come and see me were probably my first and second offer, besides Southern Miss, of course. That was FAMU. FAMU, he came, and he literally put head coach on the phone. I wish I could remember his name, and he told me he was like, we're gonna offer you and whatnot. And so it was surreal, and I couldn't believe what was happening. I went to Twitter, posted it, and then that was honestly a dry spell for 3 months. I
Really?
had my I had one offer that I was really counting on, and just a whole bunch of hopes that weekend that they're gonna because at that time they had put in that first dead period. I mean that first long dead period.
Right.
So it looked like no good for the whole class. No camps, no visits, no anything, just Twitter and film. So after three months of nothing, I want to say the early year came and it was buzzing on Twitter. It was one, next day two, three, next day
Oh,
four, five,
wow.
six, and it was just skyrocketing. Um, a lot of schools I had heard from were schools that were able to see me in camp, or at least were co-hosts of a specific camp,
Okay.
and then some of not Georgia State being one of them, and a plethora of other schools as well. Some of them end up offering, and a good bit of them also didn't. We had I had a good amount of schools that would give me something that I can't commit, and I don't post offers that I know aren't committable because
Right.
what would be the doing that. So it was a ton of schools that I missed out of because of COVID, which sucks for everybody. And I feel like it's probably a big thing for a lot of people, especially with the small classes every school is taking. A lot of us probably missed out on tons of offers because of the COVID. So,
Sure.
but so it was just a blessing that any school is gonna take a chance on anyone that they haven't got to see and whatnot. So I respected that. With Georgia State, why I chose those other Georgia State out of the other schools, um, although it was really close with Southern Miss, being so my family's from there and I've been there multiple times, and the relationship me and the O line coach there had previous to that, I just wanted something new. My family's native to Mississippi. Um, I've spent summers in the country. Not saying that's what there in the city.
Right.
That's really, but I'm around family and stuff like that, so that independence is not there. Um, I did a little bit of research at Georgia State prior to this season, and I kind of expected a blowing season, and the season that we had this year was absolutely amazing. Maybe even a little bit better than I expected, and
Okay.
they outplayed themselves. In my expectation, at least, we put up really good numbers, and we ended up winning a bowl game. So I think it was more than just I mean it was more than a good choice for me. From a school level, from what I want to study, to the coaches that I'm surrounding myself with, compared to others, even though every institution has great coaches and whatnot, I felt that it was just best for me. But one thing I can say, there was a very late push with FIU
Okay.
that I was super close to coming and switching over to. But at the end of the day, I had already gave my commitment to Georgia State. So the loyalty was there. My connection with Coach Austin, who was there at the time, was just there. And he gave me remnants of my current coach. And not only that, but with the journey they took me with the virtual tours and the Zoom calls and talking to every coach, I literally got to see myself on the
Oh, we done lost audio again.
is that good?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Perfect.
You a busy man. People blowing you up.
Yeah. So so yes, that was that. So like I said, it was at the end of the day I chose Georgia State because they were best for me. And I'm happy about it. More than happy.
That's cool, man. You gave noticeably more detail than I was anticipating, and I appreciate that, man. You literally rewound the clock and kind of walked this step by step and gave us the why behind Georgia State. So thank you for that, man. That's super cool, and the fact that you said that you had a late push for what was it FIU?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so they were coming hard at the end, and you were close to making that flip, right, and changing your commitment. But because of the loyalty that you had to Georgia, Georgia State, the rapport that they built, and then the relationship that you had with the coach, man, really seems to be what hit home and kept you, committed and ultimately led to your signing, right? So when are you graduating early, going on campus early, or what's that going to look like for you?
My original plan was to graduate early back in January. But at the time, I thought it was a really good thing for me. But then I really started thinking about it. My dad lives down south, and I don't get to see him very often.
Okay.
And then my mom and stuff like that. I really wanted to spend time with my family, most importantly, and then excuse me, obviously my friends and whatnot. So there was just a lot of time that I didn't want to give up, especially with graduating with my guys, and then ultimately seeing 9 of my boys sign. So I didn't want to miss that opportunity for my life.
Yeah, man. So I mean, that's super cool. So you say all the right things, man. You got all the right pieces. And I'm super excited to watch you suit up and play on some Saturdays, man. That's gonna be fun to watch, right?
Sir, appreciate it.
So let's do this, man. Let's stop talking about football. Let's stop talking about you as a student athlete, because you're noticeably more than that, right? You're still a young man. You're growing. You're becoming your own, your own person, right? So let's take this chance and learn a little bit about who you are outside of the game. So when you're not working out, when you're not playing the game, when you're not playing a video game, related to sports, right? What are you involved
Yeah.
with? Who are you? What do you like to do?
So I I'm it's kind of embarrassing to say, but I'm a big thinker type of person. I did a lot of school, so I don't very much have school left. I wake up in the morning either 3 or 2 days out of a week, a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday to go to school for one class,
Oh
an hour
wow.
30 minutes. And then I have a math class for the state that I can do literally whenever I want, and I make sure to do that early. So once I wake up 4:30, go work out, I'm done probably around 6. I get ready for school at 7:30. I'm home by 9. I have nothing to do. So I either play video games, of course.
There you go.
But if I'm not doing, then I'm writing. I love to write.
What do you
In
like to
my
write, man?
in
You write short stories, you write poems, you writing a
uh,
book? Like what you got going on, man?
at the moment I'm kind of in a poem kind of phase,
There you go.
more like spoken word type ordeals. I used to be really big on stories, but those take a lot of time and dedication, and it's not something that I can do right now, especially physically. What I'm doing going through every day in preparation for college, of course, and then just at time I don't really want to see I can't see myself focused on creating a piece when I can just jot down specific things that go to my mind. So that's something I really enjoy. Um Other than that, I don't do anything. I wake up, work out, do school, probably hang with my girlfriend for a little bit, and then write. And then that's my day. So until I get up there and work for a spot.
Nah, man, that's super cool, man. And like I said, I've heard some crazy stories, man. And you're the first one that says you like to write, and I think that's super cool, man. Growing up, that was something that I was real big into. I wasn't a big school person, right? I didn't enjoy going to school for whatever reason. I enjoyed hanging out with friends, but for some reason, I found joy in fun in writing, and that was something that stuck with me for quite some time. And then obviously, as I got a little older, the family grew, and then other priorities come into play, and that kind of fell by the wayside. But nah, man, that's super cool, and it's a great thing to do, great way to kind of just relax and ease your mind because you can just put pen to paper and keep it moving, right?
Sure, it's something you can express yourself when you feel like you don't want to talk. Obviously, being a football player, you know a lot of people and you talk to a lot of people every day, so it's kind of um, an escape to sort of say out of the
Yeah.
social aspect and everything like that. And obviously, being able to show a different version of yourself rather than that football kid. I can be in my room with pen to paper, writing down what I'm actually thinking, or having just a little critical thinking moment type stuff. Because a lot of times you won't be able to get that in many people, but luckily I surround myself with a good amount of people that like to think and like to talk and question and whatnot. So eat that in the room.
Very cool, man. So look, I appreciate you taking the time, jumping on here, sharing your story. Like I said, man, you gave me more detail than I was anticipating, so thank you for that. I think your story could, really impact some other student athletes looking to, follow suit, right? Maybe it's a 22 or 23 guy, maybe even 24, right? And they're still trying to figure out which direction. Maybe they got a small amount of blessings or a large amount of blessings, and the fact that you stayed committed, stayed loyal, and really rode out the wave, and ultimately super happy with your decision. Hopefully that can inspire some others, man, because it's one thing to post on Twitter that you get 100 different offers, right, from all these Power Five programs. But at the end of the day, man, if you're not happy with your decision, you know who are you doing it for, right? So that's why I'm very I'm proud that that's something that you made very important to yourself. So good job there, man. But I'm not going to take up much more of your time. I'm going to close this out with the same question I do every single time. And that question is, what motivates and what drives you to want to wake up tomorrow and be that much more successful than you were today?
Um, there's plenty of things that I can use. For example, um, not even just regarding people like my parents and my siblings and closest home boys, my girl, all that good stuff. It's more than that. It's more of just being excited to impact the world. I feel like all of us are gifted. Every single one, every single divisional athlete has a purpose. We made it to be a Division 1 player for a reason. And I'm just excited to go ahead and get this degree so I can apply anywhere. Because with me, I'll be the first person to graduate from a university for my family. So
Huge.
I can't just take that and just get that piece of paper. I got to be able to take that, apply it, and then do plus more. So I'm just excited. I want to see what God has planned for me.
Look, man, God's plan is real. I think everything's falling in place. I think you got a super bright future, man. And like I said, I can't wait to watch it unfold. But look, man, I'm gonna say this to the viewers out there. I appreciate you doing what you do. We're growing this thing because of you. And I'm just gonna ask that please continue to do what you do. Share, subscribe, tweet. I don't care what you do on social media. Make a banner and post it on a telephone pole. Whatever it takes to get this out there, man. Let's blow Spotlight 39 up. Let's get these stories out there. Until next time, man, stay safe, stay healthy, go out and ball out. Enjoy your senior season, senior year, right? You done finish out the season. Have fun, man. Enjoy it. Until next
Yes,
time,
sir.
man. I'm Rob Odie. This was Spotlight 39. We'll be in touch, all right?
Appreciate it.